Why is learning so hard sometimes? And how can we make it easier? In Outsmart Your Brain, cognitive scientist Daniel Willingham explores the science of learning and shares practical strategies to help you study smarter, not harder. Whether you're a student, a professional, or just someone who loves to learn, this book offers valuable insights to help you master new skills and retain information more effectively. Let's dive into the key ideas. Part 1. Why learning feels hard. Willingham starts by explaining why learning can feel like such a struggle. Our brains aren't designed to absorb information effortlessly. They're wired for survival, not for memorizing facts or solving complex problems. For example, when you're trying to learn something new, your brain often prioritizes distractions or defaults to familiar habits. This is why sitting down to study can feel so exhausting. It goes against your brain's natural tendencies. But the good news is, with the right strategies, you can work with your brain instead of against it. Part 2. The science of memory. One of the book's key insights is how memory works. Willingham breaks it down into two types. Working memory. This is where new information is processed. It's limited and can only hold a few pieces of information at a time. Long-term memory. This is where knowledge is stored for the long haul. It's vast, but requires effort to access and retrieve information. The goal of learning is to move information from working memory to long-term memory. Willingham explains that this happens through repetition, meaningful connections, and practice. For instance, instead of cramming for an exam, spacing out your study sessions over time helps solidify the material in your long-term memory. Part 3. Effective learning strategies. Willingham shares several evidence-based strategies to make learning easier and more effective. Spaced practice. Spread out your study sessions instead of cramming. This helps reinforce what you've learned over time. Retrieval practice. Test yourself regularly. This strengthens your memory and makes it easier to recall information later. Interleaving. Mix up different topics or skills during study sessions. This helps your brain make connections and apply knowledge more flexibly. Elaboration. Explain concepts in your own words or connect them to what you already know. This deepens your understanding and makes the material stick. For example, if you're learning a new language, instead of memorizing vocabulary lists, try using the words in sentences or conversations to make them more meaningful. Part 4. Overcoming common learning challenges. Willingham also addresses common obstacles to learning and how to overcome them. Procrastination. Break tasks into smaller, manageable chunks and set specific goals. This makes starting less intimidating. Distractions. Create a focused environment by minimizing interruptions and using techniques like the Pomodoro method, working in short, timed intervals. Boredom. Find ways to make learning more engaging, like turning study material into a game or connecting it to your interests. For instance, if you're struggling to stay focused while reading, try summarizing each paragraph in your own words or discussing it with a friend. Part 5. The role of motivation. Motivation plays a huge role in learning, but it's not always easy to stay motivated. Willingham explains that motivation comes from two sources. Intrinsic motivation. Learning because you find it interesting or enjoyable. Extrinsic motivation. Learning for external rewards, like grades or praise. While extrinsic motivation can help, intrinsic motivation is more sustainable. To boost intrinsic motivation, try connecting what you're learning to your personal goals or interests. For example, if you're studying math, think about how it applies to real-world problems you care about, like budgeting or data analysis. Part 6. Applying these strategies in real life. Willingham emphasizes that these strategies aren't just for students. They're useful for anyone who wants to learn more effectively. Whether you're mastering a new skill at work, picking up a hobby, or just trying to stay mentally sharp, these principles can help. For example, if you're learning to play an instrument, use spaced practice to build muscle memory, retrieval practice to test your progress, and elaboration to connect music theory to the songs you love. By understanding how your brain works, you can make learning feel less like a chore and more like an adventure. Outsmart Your Brain is a practical, science-backed guide to learning smarter. By understanding how memory works, using effective strategies, and staying motivated, you can overcome the challenges of learning and achieve your goals. So, what's one thing you want to learn, and how can you apply these strategies to make it easier? Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more book summaries and life lessons.
For more audiobooks and book summary, subscribe to the Corporate Stickman channel and click on the notification bell to keep yourself updated on more self-improvement videos.